Hello, everyone. It's Michael Jaco with Unleashing Intuition Secrets. So always stay in the love vibration. Yesterday, I had a video here on YouTube that was taken down. Now, right now, the flags of the United States are at half mast for 3 days. That's kind of like a military type of a thing. So we had 9/11. We had Juan O'Savin said that this was going to be a very dramatic week. So it sounds like things were afoot. Now, the assassination that just recently happened, I believe that it was planned in advance, very similar to the Butler assassination attempt, right? Planned. And then the White House basically took control of that and let that play out as if it was real, and then use that to their advantage. I think the same thing happened just recently with another assassination attempt. So because I'm getting, getting YouTube videos taken down by the party of death and destruction, right? So you as a human being, are you a loving human being, or do you basically identify with death and destruction? Those that don't identify perfectly with your ideals, do you believe that they can be lied to, manipulated, and killed? If that's what you believe, then going forward, you will be removed from the earth, right? One way or the other, right? And that's what we're at now. I think after this Sunday, when the flags are returned to full staff and on it for the next few days, whether you want to believe like Santa Claus, right? If you still believe in Santa Claus, remember when you're a little child, when you would get presents and you started to hear that Santa Claus wasn't real, and you didn't want to. You just shook your head. No, he's got to be real, because I get so many nice things from Santa Claus every year, and it's a nice buildup. It makes me feel warm and comfortable. I like putting out the cookies and the milk for Santa Claus, and it's gone in the morning, so it must be real. I remember those days, but then I woke up. Right? How many people still believe in Santa Claus? How many people still believe in the 9/11 narrative that planes crashed into buildings and dropped them into the footprint? How many people believe that in Butler, PA, the assassination attempt was real? It wasn't a captured operation and staged. How many people believe that one woman on the train is real? How many people believe that Charlie Kirk actually was killed? Right? So it's a military operation. We've talked about that for years, that it had to be the military, and we're moving in that direction. Now, I've told you for many, many years that I see that we're not going to be going into a civil war, right? That is something that is not going to happen. But there will be a complete removal of the Democrat Party from the face of the earth. And then the people like that are around the world, the globalist communists. So they're basically communists. They adhere to Satanism. They're the party of death and destruction. So they're very clever. They hide themselves behind love. All right, they'll talk love, but really they're about death and destruction. All right. So those people will probably be pushed into major cities, like I talked about, where they'll hold up, and eventually that's where it's going to end. So in the landscape surrounding those big cities will be cleaned. We'll see. So imagine the earth pretty much green and beautiful. The party of death and destruction doesn't want that. That's why they burn the landscape. So we want beautiful things. We want, to be involved with people on a loving, caring, you know, perfect way, you know, families, like Charlie Kirk's family, right? So Charlie Kirk probably is involved with another group now. I remember when I was at the SEAL teams and I wanted to go to SEAL Team 6. When I eventually, you know, qualified to go to SEAL Team 6 and left the other SEAL teams behind, it was like going to a completely different world, right? So we know that people like Elvis and Prince and Michael Jackson, Princess Diana, a lot of these people have basically moved to some witness protection, if you want to call it that, but they were still involved, right? We'll still you'll still see Charlie. Well, you won't see it, but Charlie Kirk, I believe, will still be involved, right? So regardless, it's still going to be played out as if, you know, he died, right? So when I left the regular SEAL teams, it was like I died in the real SEAL teams, and then went to SEAL Team 6 and completely was in a much more high speed organization environment, kind of like if you would think about the Q movement, the people that were and are still involved in the Q military intelligence side. That is, you know, what some of these people are going to be involved in. Now, will they come out again? It's very possible. You know, even though I was involved in SEAL Team 6, I still saw occasionally my old teammates. And I remember how they were. They were like, you know, oh, you're just so aloof and you don't care about us anymore. I'm like, that's not it at all. I'm just very involved, you know, with SEAL Team 6. But that's kind of the thing that we'll see for a lot of people going forward. Now, Charlie Kirk, you know, bless his soul, wherever his soul is residing, right? Bless his family, had a beautiful family, has a beautiful family, however you want to look at it. Now, if you want to believe in Santa Claus, like I said, you can believe that that was a real assassination. And you're going to have people that are going to push that narrative, because that narrative is going to go forward. Now, we will also see more people assassinated, right? Because this is, like we've talked about, the deep state's last days, and they're going to get desperate and they're going to get very, very violent, right? Because they're the party of death and destruction. Remember that. So when you think of because it's normal for humans that are loving beings to extend that love to other creatures, like a lion, right? Now, would you go into a lion's domain and just walk about, right? Do a walkabout and think everything's going to be hunky dory because you're like, you know, you're a loving being and you can, wherever you go, you're going to be taken care of. No, that lion is going to eat you. All right. And that's what we have, unfortunately, in a lot of our cities right now with the party of death and destruction. Right. So that has to be cleaned up for us to go forward. Otherwise, we will be eaten. Right. Do you guys want to be eaten? You want to play, stay in the love vibration and just be meditative and just wait for them to come for you? No, we're going to have to like push back, guys. All right. So we're moving in that direction. What's going to trigger that even more? It remains to be seen. Now, who would be the next person? Who will be the next person? Because from what I've been seeing and what I've been hearing is there are a lot of people in other chats that are, you know, wanting other people to die, right? The party of death and destruction. So they're already, you know, taking wagers and voting on who they want to see go next, right? Would it be Elon Musk? Would it be Tucker Carlson? You know, they've already tried President Trump several times unsuccessfully. And will future targets be known about and then, you know, compromised and then set up just like we saw with Charlie Kirk? I don't know. It depends on, you know, how vast and how expansive the white hats have become. I don't think they're going to get it down to every single human being that's here. Now, we've seen the party of death and destruction, and we call this not just here in the United States, but worldwide. So you're looking at deep state activity worldwide. In Germany, the party that wants peace and prosperity and a beautiful everything, a lot of those people have been murdered, right? I think there's 7 the last I checked within the last couple of weeks. So they're, they can't cheat the vote anymore, I guess, in Germany. I don't know. And maybe they're just, hedging their bets because so many people would probably turn out they couldn't overwhelm the system, kind of like what happened with Hillary. Now, we know that in, 2020, we had the billionaires, the bad billionaires like Zuckerberg, use Amazon and all his like $250,000, I think it was $250 million, from what I understand, to rig the election, to put those ballots, get those ballots out. The Demon Rat Party basically they pay people, all the billionaires, that are involved with the Democrat Party. They dump billions and billions of dollars to literally pay people to canvass and do all kinds of stuff. In the Republican Party, it's all people that just volunteer. So the Democrat Party has a lot of money, and a lot of that money, as we're seeing, is being dried up. So the border sealed, so they don't have all the money from child trafficking and so forth. That's made. I'm sure they've worked around that in certain ways. They're probably still bringing children over the border. The DUMs that they have, where they're harvesting children and so forth, probably growing children, harvesting them and so forth. Those are being taken down. So lots of destruction of their money sources. Drugs. We see that President Trump and the military is about ready to go to one of the major sources of drugs that are killing Americans. That's Venezuela. So we'll probably see military activity in that area. I think they're going to move carriers down to that area soon. So when you see carriers start to show up down there, it's pretty close to game on, right? So there's a lot of things. I'm kind of like on the road, going to an event. So I don't have a lot of time to do this. This has been on my mind all day. I put in basically, I put in something to YouTube that, I don't agree with your idea that this is hate speech, because that's what they do, guys. And I think they're going to really attack us on social media again, just like they did in COVID-19, where they want to control the narrative. So they're trying to really amp up their base to go death and destruction. Right. So we're pretty much at go time. And it's do you want to allow them to roll over us? I don't think that's happening. Right. There's enough of us, even if it's just a 1%. We're not going to allow that. So you look at Revolutionary War, you look at the Civil War, and then unfortunately after the Civil War, 1797, I think it was, where Grant basically gave our country back to England. So a lot of those people that killed Lincoln, a lot of the people that are doing all the negativity stuff that's going on right now, are from that globalist, communist. So I saw this one post where somebody said, I always hated communists, and now they're called liberals. Right? So still hate them. All right. So it is what it is. It's sad that people have gone in that direction: death and destruction, devastation, cruelty, evil. It has happened on a massive scale, unfortunately. When I say massive, there's really just maybe 5-10% that won't be able to go to the light, go, beautiful, go loving, staying in the love vibration. Some will be easily convinced. Some take a little bit more work, like we've been seeing. And then some will resist all the way till the end, whether they end up in prison or something else. All right. So this is the direction we're going. It's moving very quickly. Like I said, it's very possible that we may see some other negative assassination, either attempts or successes or whatever. They're going to play out, and they're going to play the way they play. Now, you can look at President Trump's assassination attempt, which was a completely controlled operation. Once they learned about it, like I said, I think that Charlie Kirk was also, when you look at the people signaling behind him and the way it worked. I did video on it. You can still see that video on Rumble, my Rumble channel. So they didn't take it down on Rumble. Hopefully they won't. But like I said, we may see the internet go down, and then the white hats will figure out a way to get it back up for us so we can start to communicate again. So this is what the evil side is up to. I just want to jump on, and I know a lot of you people are, wondering. I don't want to be offline too long, wondering, what my thoughts are on that. I hope this helps you. Hope this helps, focus you. This is it's a sad time, yeah, but it is also a positive time, because we're basically going to clean up the mess that we should have cleaned up long ago, right? And more people are going to get involved in it, because the people that are still on the borderline of being compromised, they'll get shaken awake by the events that are going to start to happen, and they'll move in hopefully the right direction. If not, then you got to understand that most of them will probably be pushed into big cities from the countryside, which will take over, start to turn beautiful, and but that's not going to happen overnight. That's going to take time, right? Years. It'll be years in the process, years in the making, and still this party, this group of death and destruction, will wander out and do evil, right? Continue to do evil things, and then they'll get smacked down and minimized more and more, and then eventually it'll be done, right? 50 years from now, 10 years from now, right? I hope not too long, because I'd like to see the end of this. But we always do what we do for the next generation, right? And for me, there's multiple generations, right, that I'm looking out for. All right. So lots of love. Hope you guys get something out of this. Share it. I don't know how much longer YouTube's going to let me stay on here. I am the love vibration guy, but they don't like that, right? They don't like that. They're the death and destruction people, right? Okay. And hopefully they change too. I thought that they had. I think they were pressured into changing, but now they're going to flip again. And I said we need to be aware of this possibility that's going to happen, right? And it looks like it's starting to move that direction. So prayers, yes, prayers for everyone out there. Prayers for Charlie Kirk and his family, and those that are probably going to suffer in the days ahead, right? Lots of love. See you guys next time.